Welcome to Idea TV News at 9. I am Mary Ojimajo. We'll begin with the headlines. Israel to support Nigeria on insecurity through intelligence sharing, not on lateral action. UN chief urges restraint as Iran protests enter 10th day. US operation in Venezuela criticized by UN. NLC condemns alleged arrest of Ocean LG workers. And away from Africa, flood kills 16, displays hundreds of Indonesia's Sua island. In business, Flutter Wave acquires Nigerian Open baking startup Mono to boost payment infrastructure. And finally, in sports, Anthony Joshua may retire from boxing following tragic accident crash, Uncle says. Now the news in full. The Israeli ambassador to Nigeria, Michael Freeman, has clarified that Israelis plan to support the protection of Christian community in Nigeria will be collaborative, focusing on intelligence sharing with the Nigerian government rather than on unilateral action. In an interview, Freeman emphasized that the initiative aimed to curb violence affecting all Nigerians while fully respecting Nigerian sovereignty. He noted that many intelligence corporations will remain confidential to avoid undermining its purpose. Freeman stressed that Israeli efforts are humanitarian and security-oriented, pointing to the country's record of religious freedom as a model. The announcement follows Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin called for a global aid fund to protect persecuted communities, including Christians, in Africa and the Middle East. Moving forward, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has expressed deep concern over ongoing clashes between security forces and protesters in Iran, which have left at least 20 people dead, including 3 children. In a statement issued on Monday, the UN called to the Iranian authority to uphold the rights to peaceful assembly expression and association, emphasizing that all individuals must be allowed to protest safely. Antonio also urged all actors in Iran and the region to refrain from actions that could escalate tensions or instability. The protests, sparked by economic hardship and a rising cost of living, have spread across multiple provinces, with hundreds reportedly arrested. The UN warning comes amidst U.S. threat of intervention if legal forces continues, which Iran has denounced as unlawful. Moving forward, the United Nations has condemned a recent U.S. operation in Venezuela as a violation of international law. The operation involved U.S. forces capturing President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, alongside airstrikes and a significant naval presence in Caracas, Havana, Shandisna. Spokesperson for the UN Human Rights Office emphasized that states must not threaten or use force against the territory, integrity, or political independence of any state. The UN dismisses U.S. claims that the raid was justified due to Venezuela's alleged human rights violations, stating that such actions undermine fundamental international law principles. The Nigerian Labour Congress (LLC) in Osun State has demanded an immediate halt to what is called serial arrest of local government workers in the state. The alleged arrest reportedly took place at Bolu Waduru LGA shortly after workers resumed duties following an 11-month strike. NLC Chairman Christopher described the alleged harassment as unacceptable and warned that Labour would take action if continued. Social media video reportedly showed workers being forced to kneel while in custody. The Osun Police Command has not confirmed the arrest. Its spokesperson Biodu stated security operatives were deployed to maintain peace and would not tolerate any more causing trouble, whether politicians or others. The strike initiated in February 2025 stemmed from dispute over local government leadership between APC and PDP officials. The Osun APC and PDP have both accused each other of attempting to destabilize the state through political maneuvering, including alleged misuse of court orders to both local government operations. The NLC said it's solidarity with the workers and condemned any harassment, calling for neutralizing and the protection of local government staffs. We'll go on a quick break now. The news continues when we return.
Number 6, digital twins for cities and industries. Digital twins, real-time virtual replicas of physical systems, are expanding fast. Singapore has already built a national digital twin to simulate urban planning, monitor traffic, and manage energy use. In manufacturing, companies like Siemens and GE use digital twins to model factories and machines, cutting downtime and improving efficiency. During the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, organizers tested digital twin technology to manage crowd flow and logistics. Analysts at Deloitte predict that by 2026, nearly 70% of large industrial companies will use digital twins in some form, making them a core part of operations.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Idea TV News at 9. Now the rest of the news. And away from Africa, heavy rain triggered a flash flood on Sion Island, north of Sulawesi, Indonesia, killing at least 16 people, with 3 others missing. The disaster flooded 4 towns, injured 22 people, and displaced nearly 700 residents, according to the National Disaster Mitigation Agency. The flood was caused by a river overflowing after intense early morning rainfall, sweeping across rocks, trees, and damaging homes and public infrastructure. Access to some roads were cut off, complicating rescue operations. Flood are recruiting threats in Indonesia during the October-March rainy season, with last year's tsunami killing over 1,000 people and displacing over 240,000, making it one of the worst disasters since the 200 Tunisian. Authorities continue to search for the missing and assess the full extent of the damage. And now in business, Africa's leading fintech firm, Flutterwave, has acquired Nigeria's open banking setup Mono in an all-stock deal, the company announced on Monday. The financial details of the transaction were not disclosed. The acquisition strengthens Flutterwave's commitment to creating a connected and interrogatable financial ecosystem across Africa, positioning open banking as a core component of the continent's evolving payment landscape. Founded in 2020, Mono provided an API-driven platform that enables secure access to financial data, identity verification, and account-to-account payment capabilities, increasingly vital as African markets shift towards trusted data-led financial services. Under the theme of the deal, Mono will continue to operate independently, maintaining its leadership term and daily operations. Flutterwave SIG focuses on strategic alignment rather than operational control, allowing Mono to innovate while contributing its open banking infrastructure to Flutterwave's broader ecosystem. Commenting on the acquisition, Flutterwave's founder and CEO said payment data and trust cannot exist in silos. Open banking provided the connectivity tissues, and Mono has built critical infrastructure in this space. This acquisition allows us to extend possibilities for business operating across African markets while ensuring security, compliance, and local relevance. The move reflects the growing recognition that Africa's next phase of payment growth will rely more on bank-based authenticated payment method than traditional card system. Integrating Mono APIs will improve onboarding, verification, fraud reduction, and account-to-account payment while creating pathways for authentication. payment flows, and open banking enables innovation such as stablecoins. And finally, in sport, former world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua is reportedly considering retirement from boxing, his uncle Adedemola Joshua said. The 36-year-old boxer made the decision privately after surviving a fatal car crash in Nigeria last week that claimed the life of two close friends and team members Sani Gani and Latif Ayodele. Joshua has also commented to providing lifelong support for the families of Gani, his strength and conditioning coach, and Ayodele, his personal trainer, both of whom were internally members of his boxing team. The pair had traveled to Nigeria with Joshua to visit his family with their Lexus SUV collided with a stationary truck on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Both died instantly. Joshua sustained only minor injuries. And that's all we have for you on Idea TV News at 9. But before we go, here's a recap of the headlines. Israel to support Nigerian insecurity through intelligence sharing. UN chief urges restraint on as Iran protests entered 10th day. US operation in Venezuela criticized by UN. NLC condemns alleged arrest of Ocean LGA workers. And away from Africa, flood kills 16, displaced hundreds on Indonesia. And in business, Flutterwave acquires Nigeria open banking setup model to boost payment infrastructure. And finally, in sports, Anthony Joshua may retire from boxing following tragic car crash. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms at Idea Television. I am Mary Ojibajo. Thank you for watching.